Yeah, obviously a good boost for us and for him probably too, just to get around the guys. I know he's been working really hard and lots of one-on-one sessions with coaches, so I think it's fun for him to get around the guys and to see him out there.
You want to?
Rasmus,
Sorry, go.
Rasmus is telling us he works really hard in the gym as well, Austin. Is there anything stuck out to you about him in this process of recovery?
Well, just his diligence. I think he takes the game very seriously. He spends a lot of time on his craft. He's always working on different things. You can tell he's come with some things that he's been focusing on here through the summer, and he looks great off the ice, and we're excited to see him on the ice. We obviously know how special he can be.
What's that feeling like for a player when you go through a pretty significant injury or a surgery like that? You're getting closer and closer to recovery.
Yeah, I always found off-season injuries were a lot easier to deal with because you didn't feel like you were rushing them. So I think that's probably why he chose to get surgery at the time he did, because then he could give himself ample time to get back. In season, sometimes you push the envelope a little more, trying to get back quicker. So I think they're going to make sure that he's feeling good and taking the right steps. But you always feel a little bit left out when you're not, with the group and injured, and it's a tough feeling as an athlete. So the sooner we get him back into the mix, even if he's not full participant but just part of the group, I think will help him.
Given what you managed to accomplish last year, Jason.
So you got to go again.
So I was just going to say, given what he accomplished last year with the wrist bothering most of the year, if that is hopefully in the past and behind him now, does it lead you to wonder what he could even aspire to this season?
Well, I think the sky's the limits for Austin. I think he's a guy that can, be the best player in the game. He's dominant both sides of the puck. He does a lot of great things, even when he doesn't score goals. And I think that's something that gets lost a little bit, is just how well he tracks pucks, how hard he is to play against, how good he is when we have the lead. And he's just a big man that covers a lot of ice. So he does a lot of great things.
Have you seen a rise in his game that way, Jason, your time here?
Yeah, I have, big time. I thought last year he went to another level in terms of just competitiveness and wanting to be the guy every night, wanting to have the tough matchups. I think, and I think he's going to go to another level where he gets even more confident in that, and just being able to handle the minutes he plays and being as consistent as he is. I think that's just a testament to how serious he takes things and his preparation, and in between games how he takes care of himself, and just the whole package. And I think as you kind of are in the league, you learn that stuff, and he's definitely gone through that.
The officials are trying to crack down a little bit more on cross-checking in the preseason so far. How big of an issue did you find it last year? Do you think there was too much like
I don't know. I think it's being talked about for a reason. I didn't notice a difference in game one that I played. It looked like last night I watched the game on TV. There was a few calls. I think like any rule adjustment, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve probably early on to figure out what's a call and what isn't. So we'll go through that, and we're just trying to make the game better. And I think that that's probably the goal, is to kind of make the game better and speed the game up, and promote a little bit of the offense and less in front of the net stuff. But we'll see where it progresses to and how it goes. But as players, you just kind of play the games and see how it's called and adjust from there.
How quickly do you adjust? I mean, a few years back it was the slashes on the hands. Like, how is it pretty quick?
Depends how they call it. If they call it consistent, we adjust pretty quick. If it becomes a little bit inconsistent, I think then it becomes a little bit longer of a process. So we'll just go through it and see how it goes. And there's no answer to how long it takes to adjust. I think it all depends on what the rule change is and how consistent it's called.
Josh Hosang has been enamored by your joy and enthusiasm for the game. Now, having spent some more time around him, what are your impressions of him, and what do you think it will take for him to earn his spot?
Yeah, he's a kid that's come in with a great attitude. I think he's matured a lot, probably from his early days. He was here early, getting ready for camp with us. I think that helped him out a lot. He put in a lot of great work before, just to be allowed to put his best foot forward here in camp. So when you have a guy like that and there's some desperation to his training camp, you can tell he's very focused. He's been here early, getting ready for practices, and probably a little change of mindset for him. But the talent obviously speaks for itself, and now I think he's really trying to dedicate himself away from the ice surface and kind of get himself ready before. And it's great to try to help a kid like that out. You want to see guys have success.
Jason, this team appears to be going with a tandem in net this year. What did you learn from Jack during last year's run, where it looks like he might be in a position where he can run with it?
I think 82 games, you're going to see every team be in a tandem. You don't see the one goalie kind of carry the ball too much anymore in the league, with how tight it is and how every game's important. So I think we're not very different than many teams in that sense. In terms of Soupy, we have a lot of belief in Soup. he won us a lot of big games down the stretch. He showed great composure in the big moments, and just an overall great teammate. So, and Pete's been doing it for a long time, and very solid goaltender. So we're fortunate to have two guys like that we can lean on, and I think it'll play well into the depth of our team with having goalies with that type of depth.
The team's added Greg Harden as a peak performance coach this year. Have you had much interaction with him? First impressions of what he can bring?
Yeah, I have had a little interaction. I think he brings a good perspective. He's got lots of experience, not so much in hockey, but in sports in general. And I like that he has that different perspective. And he's a straight shooter. There's not a lot of kind of beating around the bush. Very direct, which I enjoy talking to people like that. And I think that he can help us kind of work through some of the sludge through the season that you get stuck in. And it's a great thing to have a guy like that around.
We focus a lot on the physical tools that make players great. How important in your experience is the mental side of the game, Dave?
Well, it's a total package. You can't just be good physically or good mentally. You have to kind of work on it all. And this game, especially through an 82-game season, you really get highs and lows, and that's part of becoming a pro is being able to learn from those days and just trying to be consistent. Consistency is, you see guys every year come out of the gates and they're great in October and they're flying, and then you wonder where they're playing kind of December and January. And I think that's a testament just to how hard the league is and how once you have a little taste of success, it becomes even harder to keep it. So, that's where someone like Greg can come in and help us and help some younger guys that way, and just with the consistency of the game.